So you are into pools. You are providing mainly residential homes with a swimming pool in the backyard. Best way for you to run the holiday promotion is as a leads generator, not as a conversion tool to get people across the line with the pool, but rather as a leads generator. And you're probably thinking, oh, hang on, I was thinking about doing this if they buy, you know, a $20,000 or $30,000 pool from me, I'd give them a holiday. You can do that, but it'll work much, much better for you, in my opinion, if you use it as a leads generator. So therefore you'd say on your Facebook advertising, look, you just have to simply get a quotation or presentation, whatever you want to call it, for a pool in your backyard, and we'll give you a free holiday. We are so confident that if we're able to show you how affordable our pool is, because you might have a payment plan or whatever it may be, that we'll back ourselves. And we're just wanting the opportunity to actually show you which of a number of designs might suit your backyard and how much we can provide that to you for. And we're going to take a risk. We'll just give you a free holiday regardless of whether you go forward with the pool. Now, of course, you only want to do that with serious takers. So therefore, when you put your Facebook ad out saying just get a quote, or whatever you want to call yourself, get a proposal, and you are going to get a free holiday, you just won't go out and give random quotes to people who clearly, you know, couldn't afford the pool or don't look like they're a prospect. So you only give the holiday away when you've qualified that person as being, you know, in the realms of being a prospect. So don't be silly about it, of course, you just don't give it to anyone, but you control that. Because what happens if you're going to run a Facebook campaign, and we would suggest that's where the money would be with this, which has the offer and says, listen, just, you know, click here and go through and find out more. When they go through to a landing page and it says, look, we're willing to back ourselves and give you a holiday regardless of whether or not you work, you know, you move forward after we've given you the proposal, then you would have you know, a series of qualification questions in there to make sure that you are going to be doing quotes for the right people. Now, maths on that would be that if you at the moment have a 1 in 5 hit rate, let's say a 1 in 5 conversion rate, if you gave away 10 holidays at $97, and that's $970, and you had a 1 in 5 hit rate, that means you would sell 2 pools. And I know, depending upon whether it's a $20 or $30 or $50,000 or $60,000 pool, you know, your margins in terms of dollars would be different. Your margin might be the same, but the amount of dollars you pull out. But let's just forget the margining for a moment. Let's just say that if you sold out of 10 quotations that you gave, you sold 1 in 5, so that's, you know, 2 pools at say $20 or $30 or $40,000 each, and you've only paid $970 to get those 10 leads in the first place, I think you'd do that every week of the year. I think you would. So that's how I believe you should run it. We suggest to car dealerships, same thing. I said to a number of car dealerships, what's your hit rate? And they say, oh, well, for every 10 test drives, because that's really the first thing that people need to do before they buy a new car, but for every 10 test drives, it's about 2.5. So they sell 2.5 cars out of every 10 test drives. So I go, righto, and a $50,000 car, what do you make out of that? And they go, oh, somewhere between 5 and 8 grand, depending upon, you know, what we give away. Okay, well, if you give away 10 test drives and you give a holiday for each one of those, that's 10 times $97. That's $970 you've paid out to get 10 people to do a test drive, but you say you're going to sell 2.5, let's say 2 cars, and out of those 2 cars you make 5 to 8 grand, let's say between 10 and maybe $15,000 profit. $10 to $15,000 profit for giving away 10 holidays at $97. You put $970 out there, but you've just got back 10 to 15 grand. Mr. Car Dealership, would you do that every day of the week? The answer is yes, and we have car dealerships on doing that. So I really believe this promotion is an absolute juggernaut for leads. And of course it only works for you as a lead generator if you have a reasonable hit rate. If your hit rate is 1 out of 50, then of course, you know, you wouldn't do it. But if your hit rate is, you know, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5, even sometimes 1 out of 10, then it's incredible, because what you're giving away is worth a lot of money to your prospect, but it's not costing you much, and it's giving you avalanche, well, it should be giving you avalanche leads. So that's the way I would do it if you're selling pools. I would do it as a lead generator, not as a not as a conversion tool. By the way, I mean, you can also say to them, if they do get the swimming pool, give them another holiday, $97 for God's sake. Now there is a condition that one family can only go to 1 holiday per year, but if you give them the second one, if they buy the pool, they can give it to, you know, friends or relatives or something like that. It could be a juggernaut for you in terms of getting leads.